What was the question again? I'm really nervous. I'm sorry. Or tell me about yourself. No, I should tell you about myself. Okay, got it. That's a very interesting question. I've never had to answer it before. I don't really like talking about myself much. But for this job, I'll give it a shot. Well, generally speaking, I like the color purple. It was my favorite color. Up until a few years ago when I saw my ex wearing a purple shirt that I bought him. Can you imagine? The nerve. So now I like the color green. It reminds me of home. But we won't get into that now. But I will tell you that our house was an umugomo tree. It was exceptionally green. That's where I used to sit after school and do my homework. Health-wise, I am lactose intolerant. I have noticed that the staff here has served a lot of tea. I will have to take mine without milk. Is that an option? Because if it's not, then this is going to be a very smelly office. Now, I found out I was lactose intolerant a few years ago. You see, I was dating this new guy and he was fancy. He took me to a cheese tasting event. Guy, he was siku hatukulala. I was farting the whole night. And then boom, constipation. He has never called me since. And I don't blame him. I mean, when I constipate, that's a whole new level of stinkabate. So just keep me away from milk. Or milk away from me, just whichever is easier. Other than that, I'm just completely healthy. These spectacles are just to make people think I'm more serious. But you don't need to know that. Family-wise, I am single. I'm currently dating a married man. It's a non-committal kind of relationship, so I like it like that. It just pays for my bills and stuff. And I know people don't approve. I don't either sometimes. We met when I was helping out at my father's shop. And he's a nice man, but I think I'll just break it off. Nobody needs that kind of bad karma, especially when you're starting a new job. And you remember that purple shirt guy? He had a girlfriend too when we met, so you see the trend. I just wish I could have someone of my own. Someone I can call my own. But you don't want to hear about that. I listen to a lot of music. Hip-hop, local, bongo, you name it. I club a lot, so it comes naturally to me. It's like a crocodile to the river. Or what? Whatever. Yeah, so clubbing is a big part of my life. The buzz that drinking gives me, it's really nice. But it's a downgrade if you ask me, because in my younger years, we did much harder drugs. But you wouldn't believe how easy they are to come by. Like cocaine. Cocaine is the easiest one. And I was arrested for this, though. It was in my past. I learned my lesson. But that night was the bomb. Gosh. Now, I know. I spent time in the cells, in the industrial area. But there's nothing a bribe can't do in this country. But I made a conscious decision there and then to stop using hard drugs. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still the life of the party. Just a relatively sober one. Operational word here being relatively. When it comes to my childhood, there's not really much to write home about. I come from an average earning family. We weren't rich, we weren't poor, if that makes any sense. My parents were good people, individually, just not very good together. Does that make sense? I grew up in a family of 3. Well, my father had another family, and we don't talk about it, but we all knew. In fact, the youngest daughter looks just like me. And my mother is a good person too. She's not as aggressive as I am, but she's a good person nonetheless. They're all believers, churchgoers, except for me. Me, I have questions. but this is not the forum for that. Especially because that lady on the left there has a rosary. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I really need this job. And the big boss has this mark on his forehead. What's it called? Sajda. This must be a really religious office. So let's not get into that very grey area of a topic. Well, from your body language, I can tell that I've stayed for far too long. And I know there's a long line outside. Hey, isn't it interesting how serious they all are out there with their ties and their high heels and their briefcases? You guys are going to have a very long day. Anyway, here's my CV. But just for highlighting purposes, I'm an industrial chemist, graduated first of my class in university with first class honors. I have done volunteer work in terms of developing the drug of addiction sensors on a larger scale. I have also written 2 published papers on the surface life of electrodes applied in electrochemical oxidation process. And the second one is a theoretical study of dual ligand nanoparticles. Now, I've had to do these 2 almost independently because I haven't really landed a good enough job with a grants program. Actually, the dual ligand... Oh, you read at your own time? Okay, great. Oh, okay, so you'll get back to me. Okay, that's fine, great, thank you so much. Okay, I can't wait to hear from you. Goodbye.